All right, guys, so you got a squirrel dog and it's not treeing. Been there a lot. That's very frustrating. Let's talk about that. For this video, I'm going to assume that you got a good dog from a good line, that you've started this dog already. This dog's seen a caged squirrel, and you have seen some treeing in the past. And so now all of a sudden your dog's not treeing. So this is where I start. Is there game in the area that you're running? Are there squirrels? Have you done scouting? I scout a lot. I don't just decide to run my dogs, drive to the closest piece of woods I can run my dogs in, and just cut them loose and hope it happens. I actually will go out in the mornings and the evenings, and I will look and I will listen for squirrels. And I'll find areas that hold squirrels. And then I want to start running my dogs there. Some things when you're doing that I like to think about. If you're cutting them out right by the parking lot, are these pressured squirrels? You know, do these squirrels hear a car pull up and hear a door shut and haul butt to a den tree or something? One thing you're going to be able to do is eliminate squirrel deserts. I know that sounds weird, but they exist, especially depending on the time of year and food sources. You know, you can I've cut my dog out plenty of times right at the parking lot, and he has worked hard through half a mile or more of an area before he finally got into squirrels. And if you're talking about a small feist, it can take that only ranges out 150, 200 yards. It can take you a dog a while to go half a mile or so. So your dog could be almost burnt out by the time he gets there if it's warm or something. So by pre-scouting, you're going to eliminate those squirrel deserts. You're going to be able to leash your dog right to the areas you know that hold squirrels. Also, the time of year. You know, is this here in Arkansas, early September, they're cutting hickory nuts. They're all up in the trees. The dogs that I've had that were hounds or more cur, had a little bit more cur in them. They were predominantly nose dogs. You know, that was a rough time of year for them. Now your feist that like to look up, my Mullins feist, he's a watcher. You got a dog that's treating them with their eyes, you can still get it done that time of year. A dog that'll listen to them cutting nuts, you can still get it done that time of year. And, you know, have you found the den trees? There's a lot of den trees in the woods around here. It's one of the first things I go look for is, hey, where are the big trees that the squirrels are living in that they venture out of? And I try to start close to those areas. So providing you know that, then I look at timing. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. So, you know, just because you found areas with squirrels, you say you only can run on the weekends and it's Saturday morning and it's at first light and you're there and you cut your dog loose. Well, if it's cold, you know, I've seen this plenty of times. If it's like 20 degrees or colder, you know, those squirrels might not move for the first 3 or 4 hours of the day till it gets up in the 40s or 50s. So you could be there, you could be in the right place, but you're not there at the right time. So one way I remedy that is when I find an area that's holding squirrels or like a den tree, I'll put a trail camera on it. And I'll actually just watch those squirrels on trail camera just to get an idea of when the movement is. I don't like to put bait in front of that camera because I think bait can alter the time they're out. What I mean by that is like if they're normally not going to be running when it's really, really cold, but they know they got a real close food source, they might, that specific group of squirrels in that specific den tree may get out to the food pile right by the tree they know that's there. So I just like to hang that trail camera based off of natural movement. No bait, no attractant. And, you know, then you can maximize your time. You know, okay, well, these squirrels are active most between 10 and noon. So, hey, you can sleep in and you can get out there. You're in the area now where you know the squirrels are and you're there at the right time. So that's a big deal. That if your dog's got it, if your dog's got the goods and he's going to tree squirrels and he wants to tree squirrels, and you find the squirrels and you find what time they're active and you take them right to there, you don't burn them out in a desert that don't have anything, man, you're 90% there. The rest of it's just the dog. And last, when you do all of that and your dog's still not treeing and you get worried, don't be. Have patience. You've done all the work, you've got the good dog, you're on the game, especially if it's a younger dog. Have patience and understand that not every trip's going to be a bang-up trip. Best squirrel dog I've had so far is a Mullins feist. I had waited till that dog was about 9 months old before I started taking him hunting. He didn't show me the mental maturity yet till he was about 9 months old. And the first time I got him on a squirrel was a squirrel in a yard. And he uses his eyes a lot, but this particular squirrel he cut the scent of. Now he'd had a caged squirrel already, and he had chased him around the woods a little bit. The leaves are on. We're talking like May. It's pretty tough starting a dog out in the summertime, but it's what I had to work with, so I did it. So I'm at my parents' front yard, and I'm driving up, and I see a squirrel hit a tree and go up. And I take him out. I walk him over there. He hits that track, and he trails it right to the tree, and he just locks down and hammers, just barking, 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 a hard tree, and I just was tickled, grinning ear to ear. I thought I had the super dog of the world, the best squirrel dog ever. I'm like, this is awesome. I didn't see that again with any kind of consistency until he was 2 years old. I spent a year and a half running that dog, taking him to the woods as much as I possibly could, 2 to 4 times a week, as often as I possibly could, wondering, is this dog going to make it? But I got him that woods times. I saw flashes of genius in there. I saw flashes of just lockdown squirrel dog. And I saw a lot of stuff that made me cringe. I saw uninterest, and I wondered for almost nearly 2 years if that dog was going to make it. But because I had the patience and I kept taking him to the woods in the right areas, about whatever reason, 2.5 years, somewhere right around there, that dog turned on, and he's been lights out ever since. So, in summary, if your dog's not treeing, go find the game. Start him out close to that game. Pay attention to what time that game's running. Get him there whenever the squirrels are active. Don't go there when they're not out. And last, have patience. If your dog's got it, your dog's going to find a way to make a squirrel dog.